and today we're gonna do some fly fishing for carp. So as you can see, I've got a nice 7 weight. It's a fiberglass fly rod. Short is still 7.5 feet long, but well, it is what it is. I might be casting into some kind of tight conditions, which is why I'm using a shorter rod and not my 9-footer. Nice heavy fiberglass rods. It's caught some nice sized carp before. This little bugger here I got tied on is one of the favorite carp flies I've had. I've caught a lot of big fish on it. It's one of the very few flies I actually have caught fish off of. Carp are incredibly picky, but this little guy here does a pretty good job at it. Again, pretty heavy fly rod. You get the fighting butt there, as you can see. Some other essentials I got here: the net, obviously lined large fish, some snacks, our pocket camera in case I want to take my own pictures of some of the fish I land, and my small selection of carp flies that I tied. Whoops, a couple of them fell out. Carp generally like things that are on the bottom or subsurface that look anything like small crustaceans, crayfish, pieces of bread, just other debris and other aquatic insects, small fish, etc. And I got a decent selection here. I'm sure it's not a ton of stuff compared to what some people do. So let's first put the ones that fell out back into the box here. Now, I was told that the carp that are out there are on a flooded part of this lake. We've had a lot of rain lately, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to look at me like I'm talking to myself, and I guess I am in a way. The camera's so small, it's pretty much just on the side of my head here. Alright, I think I'm ready to roll out here. Grab the net and the box. Nice new vehicle there. Only had this a couple months. Alright, let's see if I can catch some fish. So as we can see, the trail is flooded over in some places, just kind of like they've been saying. This is a little creek that runs alongside the lake. And I'm not sure if this is the area they're talking about, but a good place to start. Now, with fly fishing for carp, you really want to be able to sight fish. I don't think this stretch is going to do us much good without waders, at least. The current's way too fast, and this area in here is really shallow. It's too shallow to hold any fish. Might be some carp on either side of this barricade. Let's see what we get. I had a tap. Don't think that was a carp. It felt way too light, even for carp. I bet that was a bluegill. Well, this is the one bad thing about fishing unknown water. We have caught ourselves a snake. And I don't think it's going to let go. Really no. Managed to pull it off. Now, if we don't catch any here, we aren't technically on the lakeside yet. That's a little ways over. We're going to try that before going to a couple spots I know have carp in them. Not seeing anything down there, no dark shadows. Nothing there either. See if we can see any carp here first. If we do find some carp, how do we catch them without catching them? If there's carp in here, we should both see them. This ground's gonna get pretty spongy. There's one. Right out there. Let's see if we can catch him. So it's spooking him off. Shit. Okay, well, have to go down further, get this guy. He's out at the edge where I can't cast this rod. There we go, nice comeback. There. Don't think either of them are interested in it. See them anymore. I saw them kind of head that way, which means they could have went to the main lake. We are going to reel up here. So that didn't turn out that great. We saw 2 carp. Nothing else really too much to report. Got all my gear packed. We're all set to go to the next spot, Normanville Lake Park. And Normanville Lake is stocked full of carp. Well, that's not stocked, but there's a lot of carp in there. Usually it's too weedy to fish. And I already seen it as too weedy right now. But where we're going is actually not the lake itself, but what feeds into 9 Mile Creek. Basically, this is 9 Mile Creek right here. It's obviously running pretty high, which this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's not too cloudy, but this light is kind of limiting my visibility. Typically, the carp like to be right underneath the waterfalls, and if they're in here, there very well may be a dense enough population of them that not being able to see them might not be the end of the world. I might still catch one. Alright, I'm not going to have a lot of room to cast. Definitely am going to have to do overhand here. Sidearm is not going to work. That might have been something. Might have also been a weed. Again, this rod is more of a popper rod. It doesn't do nearly as well with weighted flies, like jig head weight flies. That I thought was a strike. That is a rock. Well, we've gotten lucky so far today. See if we can get this guy off too. Feels like it's on there pretty good. I think we're gonna have to rely on luck. 8-pound tippet. Requires a little bit to break. There we are, no fly. Break it right off. This guy's a little smaller, so if there is some panfish or small bass in here, this might have a better chance of catching it. Okay, next spot. Well, there's one last spot I can try. All right. Let's see what we can do. Got one last chance. Grab a rod. Well, I'll fish this side for a little bit, and then I'll go to the other side. And unfortunately, then I think the bugs will be too bad. One more cast over here. we'll go over to our side. This time I'm closer to the road, so I have to actually be mindful of traffic, or else I'll end up snagging the car. Well, and then obviously pedestrians too, but this trail doesn't get nearly as much use. It's more the cars I have to worry about. The current's a lot stronger on this side. Oh, I might actually have a bite there. Maybe. It's either a bite or it got caught on a weed. Doesn't look like we're gonna get anything today. So, didn't catch any carp tonight. Didn't catch anything actually. No sun touch, no nothing. The only bites I got were mosquito bites. But yeah, at least I got some good use, some good testing hopefully out of this camera. Be interesting to see the effects shooting into the sun, shooting into shade, shooting into low light conditions like it is now, kind of twilight. I'm not expecting this to be any match for my big shoulder mount HD camcorder I own, but you know, from what I've been seeing, it's at least the video quality looks as good, if not a little bit better than the GoPro. And real test will be in a couple weeks here when I take it out to Lake Michigan on the salmon charter. And then now I'll actually have it in its waterproof case, which I didn't have it in tonight. It might affect the sound and quality a little bit, but it'll be something I'm willing to bring on a boat, whereas obviously my bigger video cameras is not going to. I'm not going to risk it for sure. So we'll see how it turns out. All right, well, I'm going to go get some food because I'm getting hungry, and it's almost 9 o'clock here. So I think this is a good test of the video camera. We'll see how it turns out.